Coming up, Dr. Apmaja of Indonesia visits Taiwan to learn more about cochlear implantation. Children of the Kedah Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Malaysia try their hands at being a reporter. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Now. Thank you for joining us. After 9 years of promoting Tzu Chi's missions locally, the new Tzu Chi Tegbing Tinggi office in North Sumatra of Indonesia opened on November 9th. The inauguration was attended by local dignitaries and religious leaders who offered their blessings.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Tegbing Tinggi of North Sumatra finally have a home.
All of our volunteers come from all walks of life, whether they are an entrepreneur, a laundryman, a rickshaw driver, or a doctor. Here, everyone pitches in to recycle and learn to work together by humbling ourselves.
Serving locally for 9 years, the volunteers' recycling work has brought dramatic changes to the community.
No matter when it is, Tzu Chi volunteers care about the environment at all times. They lead everyone in recycling and show people how to reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Now with the new fully equipped office just over 1,000 square meters in size, Tzu Chi volunteers are ready to empower more people in sharing their love.
To help those suffering from hearing loss back home, Dr. Obi Surya Apmaja of Indonesia Tzu Chi Hospital recently traveled to Taiwan to learn from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital ENT Department Director Wu Hongbing. As Wu is an expert in the field of cochlear implantation, Dr. Apmaja seized this chance to learn more about this surgical technique. Under the guidance of Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital ENT Dr. Wu Hongbing, Indonesia Tzu Chi Hospital Dr. Obi Surya Apmaja participates in a cochlear implant surgery.
I did a few surgical demonstrations in Indonesia about 3 to 4 years ago. Dr. Apmaja emailed me and told me that he would like to come to Taiwan to learn more about cochlear implantation.
Cherishing this rare opportunity to learn, Dr. Apmaja makes sure to be involved every step of the way, from the preparation to the actual surgery, and even once the implant has been complete.
Maybe next, someday I will try to operate the cochlear implantation in our hospital, Tzu Chi Hospital, and then our trip to Perforce to learn with Dr. Wu. To learn about the cochlear implantation.
Next, Dr. Apmaja pays Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital Superintendent Jen Shou-Xing a visit to thank the hospital for this learning opportunity. With the help of Dr. Wu, Dr. Apmaja has gained a better understanding of Tzu Chi's spirit of medicine.
There's a Chinese saying that goes, welcoming friends from afar gives one great pleasure. So I'm very happy to have this chance to interact with such a young doctor.
Dr. Obi Surya Apmaja hopes to take the skills he has learned back home so he can help even more patients with hearing loss. Continuing her tour around the island, Master Zheng Yan has arrived at the Jingsi Hall in Taoyuan on November 19th to listen to the sharing of some overseas volunteers. She also sees the occasion to appreciate volunteers in Taoyuan who often pick up and accompany overseas volunteers when they return to Taiwan. Let's take a look.
One by one, Tzu Chi volunteers share their experiences of helping some of the victims of Bali water park explosion.
Open your palm and try maintaining this position for 4 months. Wouldn't this be very difficult? Then turn it over. Is this easy? It's very easy.
Next, Tzu Chi volunteer in Jordan, Chen Qiuhua, shows some pictures of Syrian refugees who have received much-needed assistance and care from Tzu Chi volunteers.
The injured refugees need to be sent to Jordan. However, the United Nations and charity organizations from other countries have stopped their medical outreach program in the area.
All around the world, Tzu Chi volunteers stand ready to offer their assistance and relieve suffering. As the Taoyuan Airport is Taiwan's gateway to the world, Master Zheng Yan thanks the volunteers here for receiving their overseas counterparts.
大家在接机啦，都是这 接的都是一粒粒的很饱满的稻穗，一生无量，无量从一生，一粒种子啦，成为大树呢，那就开始开花结果。
After these words of encouragement, the volunteers are ready to shoulder more responsibilities in carrying out Tzu Chi's missions.
The Tzu Chi Malacca chapter in Malaysia recently hosted a one-day training session for media volunteers from the southern region of Malaysia. All in all, 57 media volunteers attended the event to hone their skills so to spread more goodness in society.
Media volunteers split into their respective functional teams to exchange experiences and ideas with one another.
The training can help reinforce their knowledge and concepts. It's an extension of what I already know.
所以呢，回国后呢，我就开始用镜头写历史。
57 media volunteers, including those from Malacca, Muar, Temping, Seremban, Klang, and Kota Tinggi, get together for a day of training.
We don't have training sessions like this in Muar. By coming here, we can hone our skills, learn from each other. This way, we can improve on our writing and produce more inspiring stories.
We want to help them improve their videography skills so that they may train more volunteers and recruit new ones.
陪伴志工带动，
还有教我们一些方法。
We've learned a lot from this training. It has given us the tools and know-how to carry out our tasks more smoothly and efficiently.
道理看不见，但是表现看得见。静下心来，柔软去看，你真的感动了。这就是我们创造的价值。我们也必须学习做典范。
Honing their skills and knowledge, media volunteers hope to continue generating a force of goodness in society through their work.
Even while we are working, we should remind ourselves to harbor gratitude, respect, and love at all times.
Media volunteers don't just capture images on camera. Our purpose and mission is to bear witness to this era and document its history. It is our duty to preserve these stories of goodness. The volunteer certification ceremony, which takes place at the end of every year in Taiwan, is one of the most significant events for Tzu Chi volunteers worldwide. We now go to the Tzu Chi Central Grounds in New Taipei City and hear from a group of newly certified volunteers from Cambodia and the Philippines to see what inspired them to walk the Tzu Chi path.
People's first impression of Chen Yuzhu is that she is loud and tomboyish.
I always had short hair before I joined Tzu Chi, and I only wore pants and shirts. I don't like wearing dresses. I was also never soft-spoken. I was very loud.
However, beneath her seemingly tough exterior lies a gentle heart that was brought out since Chen joined Tzu Chi.
If you come across too strong and masculine, people will feel intimidated by you. When we conduct home visitations, we should speak to our care recipients in a gentle, sympathetic tone. If we are too loud, we will scare them. Although we mean well, they may take it the wrong way.
Wu Tongming is a devout Catholic and also a Tzu Chi volunteer.
When people realize that I'm a volunteer of Tzu Chi and sign a thank you gesture, it moves me so much that I cry.
Wu's affinity with Tzu Chi was formed in 2013 following Typhoon Haiyan, where he signed up to take part in Tzu Chi's Cash for Work program and learned that giving is not the privilege of the rich only. Now a certified Tzu Chi volunteer, Wu is ready to return home and walk the Tzu Chi path with firmer determination and resolve.
上人讲的什么来不及，来不及，因为我想到我的年纪哈。
And given my age, I am also scared that I'll run out of time. So I want to be certified and work to carry out my initial vows.
收证了后，我要赶快发行。
Li Yamei, who was born and raised in Malaysia, was expatriated to Cambodia in 2011. At the invitation of her co-worker, she began participating in Tzu Chi events during her free time and also found her new calling in life.
爱的种子哈，
I will do everything within my ability to spread Tzu Chi's seed of love in Cambodia.
In an effort to promote Tzu Chi aphorisms, the Tzu Chi Foundation recently collaborated with the DaAi Household Registration Office in Hualien County, Taiwan, to hold a Tzu Chi aphorisms art exhibition. Here's more. The Tzu Chi Foundation and the DaAi Household Registration Office in Hualien County joined hands to organize a Tzu Chi aphorisms art exhibition. 21 painters and Chinese calligraphers used their talent to express the meaning behind each aphorism.
Tzu Chi aphorisms cleanse our hearts and represent great love, while our artwork represents beauty. Today we have combined great love with beauty.
These artists, who are members of the public, can not only come to appreciate their artwork, but also to be inspired by the master's words of wisdom. By incorporating Tzu Chi aphorisms into art, the Tzu Chi Foundation hopes to appeal to members of the public in a different way.
It would be great if I can live my life according to this Tzu Chi aphorism. I believe I can encourage even more people to walk this path.
Starting from November 20th, the Tzu Chi aphorisms art exhibition will be held at the DaAi Household Registration Office. It is hoped that the exhibition can settle the hearts of those who visit and inspire goodness in them. It is said that the dog is man's best friend. However, in Taiwan, once a puppy grows up, they're often abandoned as the cuteness factor is gone. When domesticated, these dogs are suddenly left to fend for themselves all alone. To help these dogs, the Taichung Universal Animal Protection Association has established a shelter in Shalu, which has taken in nearly 800 dogs.
它比较弱小，然后就有被咬。对。他要了吗？好。
You gotta squeeze out the pus, or else there will be an infection.
When a dog gets hurt or falls ill here, it is looked after.
We put the med inside the food. Some special dogs, such as old dogs or those with a heart condition, are brought in individually.
The clinic keeps all the medical records of all dogs sheltered here. Some suffer more than just physical illness.
Some of our dogs were abandoned, so the trouble is they will be scarred mentally and might become depressed.
The shelter of Taichung Universal Animal Protection Association in Shalu keeps about 800 dogs. As most of them are old, few people want to adopt them.
Just like people, newborns are always loved. It's the same for dogs. When dogs get old in Taiwan, they are often abandoned.
Some of the dogs saved by the shelters stay for years. For those seriously ill, there is also a palliative ward here.
Palliative care means to give them a comfortable environment. Only about 3 to 4 dogs are kept here.
Offering the same type of service as one would a cancer patient. Here, these dogs live the rest of their lives in peace.
It's about respecting life and respecting animals. Our goal is to give them a comfortable environment.
All those that work here, whether staff or volunteers, are always busy caring for these dogs, unafraid of the odor or the filth.
As long as they are comfortable and healthy, their smiles are my biggest reward.
However, it is still just a shelter here. If possible, every dog would surely like a home to go back to. Perhaps more people should consider adopting these dogs.
If they have a home where they are cared for and looked after, I think that will be better for them.
To To teach children about the hard work that goes into TV news reporting, teachers at Kedah Tzu Chi Kindergarten asked students to pick up a camera to interview their classmates. Many students say after this unforgettable lesson, they want to thank reporters for their hard work.
大家好，我是吴仁珍，欢迎收看大爱新闻。
Why is a child anchoring on DaAi TV? It is because this kindergarten has been turned into a studio. Today, the students of Kedah Tzu Chi Kindergarten get to be little anchors and reporters. For interviewing to post-production, the children experience the hard work that goes into news reporting.
Being a camera person is tough work. He has to carry the video camera and walk around. His hands and feet can get really tired.
I learned to interview people. I think reporters work very hard. Since they have to interview so many people, they have to walk and talk a lot. I want to thank reporters for interviewing us. It is hard work.
我要感恩记者，因为和他拍我们很辛苦。
Playing the role of TV reporters, these children's work might not be the best, but they have gained a valuable and unforgettable experience.
Next, we travel to Kaohsiung, Taiwan to meet Dongguang Elementary School student Zhang Tingzhen, who won gold medals for her design of a window safety feature at the International Exhibition for Young Inventors. A large window that provides good lighting in the bedroom is something that many wish for. However, it has caused some trouble for 5th grader Zhang Tingzhen.
My mother used to lock all the windows, so we had to turn on the AC, or else it would get too warm in here. Yes, because it is more eco-friendly.
To feel the breeze outside, one simply needs to open the window. However, a window this wide, children can easily climb and fall out. Furthermore, those living in lower floor are likely to be targeted by burglars.
When you open the window, there will be a metal lattice frame here. In case of an emergency, one can just open the 2 safety locks here and then escape.
By installing a metal lattice frame on the window, it can reduce the risk of someone breaking into the house and keep children from falling out. On the other hand, in times of emergency, one can open the safety locks without using a key or passcode. With the help of her family members, Zhang Tingzhen was able to turn her ideas into a real design. Later, she even won gold medals for her design at the International Exhibition for Young Inventors.
I think my granddaughter has come up with a great design. I used to live in a building where children easily fell out of open windows. This design, however, keeps children from falling out of windows even when it's open.
Receiving gold medals at the IEYI has definitely encouraged Tingzhen, who is always enthusiastic about helping others. Tingzhen hopes that her design can one day be widely promoted so that more people can benefit from it. In Malaysia, some Tzu Chings visited people living with AIDS at Faith Helping Center in Kuala Lumpur. Through the visit, these youngsters gained a deeper understanding of the condition and disease, as well as learned to reach out to people marginalized by society with empathy and love.
At the Faith Helping Center in Kuala Lumpur, which shelters and supports people living with AIDS, the visiting Tzu Chings first learn about valuable advice, especially for young people.
Lead a down-to-earth life and learn to protect yourself. We're concerned with AIDS prevention, but Tzu Chings can take it a step further and help support AIDS patients. That's what I hope to see.
Those that live here are brought together because of a common illness. As several of them are Tzu Chi care recipients, they have opened up their hearts thanks to the volunteers' years of companionship.
In my mind, AIDS is incurable. Back then, my daughter was only 2 years old.
我很喜欢他那拍他爸爸跟他讲说，
I like this AIDS patient. He told us about how his father told him not to give up and other AIDS-related information. Although there is abundant information out there, we really don't know it all.
Sincerity and love, the Tzu Chi successfully bonded with the AIDS patients on their first visit and also learned about the illness.
Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers took 75 Tzu Shaos on a field trip to visit the Malaysia Prison Museum in Malacca, where the young students got to experience what it was like serving time inside a prison. Let's find out their reactions.
Inside the Malaysia Prison Museum of Malacca, Tzu Shaos experienced life without freedom.
I felt like a bird locked up inside a cage. I couldn't tell if it was day or night because it was so dark inside.
It was worse than I had imagined.
I hope this field trip serves as a warning for the young people to stay away from criminal activities. This way, they don't end up in prison.
This visit serves as an eye-opener for many of the 75 Tzu Shaos.
During our visit, we saw the place where the inmates were lashed and the area where executions were held. It was pretty shocking.
不要做坏事哦，不要关在里面才后悔。
孩子们可能会
The children might have been scared, but I think they are wise enough for it.
会比较有觉悟。
教官也要小心。
At the end of the day, this field trip has opened the students' eyes to the consequences of what could happen to them should they stray from the right path in life.
Recently, volunteer Valerie Chen was invited to the Hualien prison to share her volunteer stories from Haiti to Ethiopia with the inmates. Although it was her first time speaking inside a prison, Laurie still put on a moving presentation of love and compassion.
At the age of 19, Laurie Chen began volunteering in different countries to help the needy. Today, on behalf of Tzu Chi, she is visiting the Hualien prison to share her life's passion. They have lost their freedom and perhaps have grown resentful. I hope that through my stories they can get to see the outside world and know the plight of other less fortunate countries, which hopefully will help them learn to cherish their own blessings. Over the past decade, Chen has experienced a lot, and she hopes the inmates will learn to cherish what they have, face life with optimism, and later become helpful members of society once more.
I'm grateful that the sister shared so many stories with us. We really need to value everything we have in life.
After seeing the videos and hearing the sisters sharing, I feel very fortunate to be living in Taiwan.
At the end of the visit, Chen also gave the inmates signed copies of her book in hopes that further stories from the book will plant a seed of compassion in the hearts of these inmates.
We stay in Malaysia at the end of the show, where a joint year-end ceremony was held at the Tzu Chi Kedah chapter on behalf of their study at 3 different schools. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.